Yo, what up, guys? We're gonna be talking about coffee, and I know some of you who know me know that I used to drink a lot of coffee, and that's no longer a thing in my life anymore. So it's been like a year plus probably of me just not drinking coffee. Not having caffeine in general has been a pretty life changing thing. I don't think it's that life changing, but I definitely think it helped me out in the long run. Because, say if you cut alcohol out, then you're gonna have like a really good feeling about maybe yourself that you didn't feel before. Smoking cigarettes, getting off drugs. You'll probably have a more dramatic effect on one's body, But I don't know if coffee's necessarily that far off because it's considered like a drug. It's not like a hard drug or anything like that, but it's pretty addictive still. It's not like the craziest thing, but it definitely will if you keep drinking it. If you keep drinking coffee like I was, you'll probably, get a little bit addicted. And I kind of hate using that word addicted because I consider myself not really someone who got addicted, but I just really enjoyed coffee a lot, to the point where I would have like 3 cups a day, 4 cups a day, sometimes energy drinks, in the same day, so it wasn't a really healthy lifestyle for me to live. And, to those who still drink coffee and, drink their energy drinks, that's fine. You gotta do your thing, we're all put on the earth, for a relatively short amount of time. And who am I to tell you to stop doing that? But what I will say is, yeah, coffee definitely was a very fun part of my life. I'd be lying to say I didn't have a ton of fun. Me and my brother used to drink coffee every single morning and just relax, talk, shoot the shit. It was so much fun, and I don't regret any part of that. I'm just telling you right now because, yeah, I do not want to come off as I'm better than anybody because I ain't. That's just facts. Um, but definitely, it gave me some sort of clarity in my mind to where I was just, I was done with it, and that was it was kind of an accident, the reason why I stopped drinking coffee. So I had gotten COVID maybe a year plus ago. This same amount of time where I stopped drinking coffee, and I got sick so fucking bad, to where my blood pressure shot through the roof, and I have high blood pressure because of it, and I stopped drinking coffee because, well, that's obviously terrible. I stopped drinking coffee because it was just, a bad habit. It was becoming a bad habit. So I definitely put the brakes on that. I didn't necessarily want to, but I thought in my mind, it definitely should be a thing. Because I was just drinking a ton of coffee, and I didn't see myself slowing down. It got to a point where I was a bit concerned. I was just gonna keep drinking 3-4 cups a day. For the most part, I gotta be real, I did drink maybe 2 a day, which is pretty normal. But there's times where I just got really excited, and I was no, it's gonna be 3 today, sometimes 4. And again, energy drinks on the, it's just not good. It's not not a good look. It's not good to overdo it. Maybe every once in a while, but not on a consistent base. And yeah, it was a real wake up call because it was apparent I had a problem. It's not easy to be yo, you have a problem and you should probably stop doing what you're doing. And I had to take accountability. That's the reason why I went cold turkey. It's really apparent when someone goes cold turkey off of anything. That's when you have a problem, because any person who's pretty sensible could be like, yo, it's cool. I could just, roll off whatever I'm doing. I'll still drink it, but I'll still, I'm making my way off of it, Wean yourself off caffeine, nicotine, alcohol. Those are more like severe cases. Like if you like, you should wean yourself off of like alcohol and shit like that, and nicotine, but drugs, Yeah, but yeah, with coffee, it's like I didn't even really think twice because I was just like, yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of shitty. Something I really liked, it's not a good habit for me anymore. I thought it was cool. I thought I was like, that I was being like this, like I don't know, like what I want to call it, but like I thought I was edgy. I thought it was cool drinking it, punk rock, metal, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm like, because I truly don't know if that made me a happier person. I know that I feel better, and I think that's all that should matter. I will say, stopping coffee and caffeine, what I did notice is I was a lot more fast. I would never like slow down when I was, like social talking. I feel like I've always been the same person, just kind of like mellow, down to earth, but especially when I was streaming, I feel like I couldn't like relax. I was like always visibly jittery on camera, and now I'm like a lot more chilled, and I appreciate that because just growth, that's how something could be that that could affect you that much. It's, you don't truly realize that you're like really like hooked on something until you kind of notice little things about yourself, and it's very apparent, probably to my audience that was watching me back then too. Like, man, Mike is like, he just kind of relaxed, or he's just in like a tough spot, probably mentally it's very obvious I was probably in a bad place or whatever, and not to say that I'm like completely perfect, nowadays I still have my my shit going on, but like that's anybody. But yeah, coffee, I got nothing against it, it was just a very unfair circumstance that just kind of like I had to give it up, and it was probably a long time coming, but yeah, I had to give it up. For like a year, it was very hard to talk about this. I would talk about it occasionally, but there was like always a part of me where I never really wanted to bring out like me being vulnerable, because let's face it, like I'm a stud ass motherfucker, like I don't really like to show what I'm feeling. Sometimes I go about things the way I want to go about them. Maybe I have somewhat of an attitude problem, but that's neither here or there, but yeah, it was one of those things, it just had to come to an end, and I'm much happier nowadays. I could say that very confidently. And I feel like if anybody has like an issue, whether it be drugs, alcohol, caffeine, again, drugs, alcohol, very different cases. In my case, it was probably very minor. I don't ever really want to say I was addicted to caffeine or coffee. It just became a problem of mine that I wasn't ready to face, but eventually had to come to grip and face it, like, and it does make me sad to this day sometimes, because like I said, I did really enjoy coffee, and I really did appreciate a good coffee. And do I think about coffee every now and then? I don't know. Sometimes when I see people like drink coffee, I'm like, oh, I used to drink that. I definitely know that I never crave coffee. Haven't since I quit drinking coffee. It's just not in my life anymore. I could really care less about drinking coffee. Call it unfortunate, call it what you want. I'm okay with it. And yeah, I think that's just been my story about, me being kind of hooked on caffeine. Um, with no caffeine, I remember like yesterday, I played Mario Cam when I barely stopped drinking coffee. I PB'd like pretty much immediately, and that's how you know that yeah there was something wrong. And then I had to get my shit together. Then I ended up succeeding in a big way, and I just hope somebody could learn about you know what it's like to just kind of not not know what you're going through, because when you're hooked on something, sometimes you just don't fucking know. And if you ever have that that feeling where maybe I need to stop, maybe I should, maybe this is the last time I do this, maybe you should do it then. But if you're not ready, then don't do it. But if you keep telling it to yourself, eventually you're gonna probably end up doing what I did, or maybe not, But like I would sincerely hope so if you have a problem. But thanks for listening. I got nothing else to say. I pretty much just talked for a good 7 minutes, 8 minutes or whatever. Yeah, like 8 minutes. Hopefully you're inspired, because it wasn't easy for me to accept the fact that I had a problem. So yeah, but you could do it. Believe in yourself, and you can make that change. Alright, see ya.